Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Fearless Generations with Terry Sayer and Kelly Fox.
Hello, and welcome to Fearless Generations, 12 Steps to Freedom. I am Kelly Fox, and tonight we are talking Step 8, Possibilities. And tonight is integration night, so we're going to be bringing it all together and talking about how we can integrate this concept of possibilities into our day-to-day. So let's get this conversation started, and we start off with introducing my beautiful co-host, Terry Sayer. How are you doing tonight, Terry?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Been a busy day, but I'm doing great.
Good to hear it. Well, I am glad that you can end your busy day with us here. We have a great guest coach on the show tonight. She's been on the show before, so let's welcome back Elle Ballard.
Hi, Kelly. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited for this conversation. Hi, Terry.
Hi.
Yeah. We're excited to have you. So, Elle, please remind the audience, what is it that you get to do and who is it that you get to serve?
Yes, absolutely. I am passionate about supporting multinational women, minority women, building businesses. I am the founder of an organization called Women of the World Network. We have several programs supporting women of the world in business and in life. We form partnerships, we write books. We just published our third book. I'm also working on the retreat for next year already. I cannot believe I'm thinking next year already, but I'm definitely planning for that. Yes, very exciting.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm so happy for you. Yeah. We've had several coaches from your community on the show and have gotten to know a few of them. And, yeah, it's a great organization. You go check it out for sure. So possibilities, Elle, what does that mean to you?
You know, I love possibility thinking. It's like law of attraction to me, right? So when we focus on possibility thinking, seeing the world as open to us in terms of so many possibilities, so many opportunities we have, instead of closed, and, you know, instead of being positive instead of negative, I feel like we receive more possibilities, whatever that is, in whatever shape or form they appear in our lives. You know, we might not see it at first as a possibility, but life always gives us this hints and these situations for a reason. And I think when we choose to think about possibilities, we choose to think about what's positive, we receive more of that, you know, positive possibilities ahead of us as well.
Absolutely. Love that. Yeah, I think that when we are forward focused and seeing what is in front of us and what's possible, if we're willing to say yes and step out, you know, really amazing things can happen. And I find that every year when we're in the month of possibilities, just because we're focused on possibilities always show up. And so it's a game. Like, I'm just waiting for them. I'm looking for them because I know they're going to show up because they always do. And so it's like it's every month. If I saw every month as the month of possibilities, you know, how would that change going forward. And so, yeah, Terry, what do you want to share?
Well, yeah, I love that idea of what would your life be like if you were always living in the month of possibilities? Because I believe that they do come when you're in that mindset, when you're willing to practice that that filter of possibilities. Because every day, at every choice point we have in our life, there's a possibility. I mean, there's a choice to be made, and every choice leads to the next choice. And if we're always looking for what can be, what could be, what God has in store for us, and if we're open to that, so we're open-hearted, open-minded, and we're looking for the possibilities to grow in whatever area of our life it is. It could be finances, it could be relationships, it could be our career, whatever it is. If we're open to that and we're willing to seek it and then see it when it comes, then we can seize it, and grab it and go for it and step out of our comfort zone and embrace the possibilities that are presented to us every day.
Mhm. Absolutely. I think that it's definitely a filter in which we can see the world through.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a matter of shifting and adjusting that filter to see the possibilities that we're wanting to see. See how they are possible and we can step into them, but also living in a way where we're ready when they present themselves. We're able to step out because we've been continually working the work, and when the possibility presents itself, we're able to say yes, or we're able to say no, whatever is in our best interest, and step into that possibility that has presented itself to us. So, Elle, when you're speaking and you're working with women in your community, how do you support them to see possibilities, to go for possibilities?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, our life has so many opportunities and possibilities presented to us, right? And depending in what state we are, if we are ready to receive them. So I love that we're talking about this, and I love this topic, and I love just sharing the light and just bringing awareness to that, being able to receive as well. And sometimes when we might not see them as a possibility, so as a positive possibility, right, at the time, but then they turn out to be. In our community specifically, we have several possibilities and opportunities for women to form partnerships through our events that we form. Every 1 and 2 members form some sort of partnerships typically, and we do that. We encourage that through our networking events. I actually made it my commitment to connect ladies if they tell me who they want to connect with, to provide them those referrals. We do have podcasts where we also interview, just like you ladies have your beautiful podcast, where we give more visibility to women. We also have E-Academy, where we post any webinars or workshops going on. We help them promote those. And we write books as well. So we just published our 3rd book on women, money, and energy of life that became a number 1 international bestseller in 10 countries, representing women from 10 countries. And so exciting, and it provides additional visibility for women, additional opportunity to share their stories as well, and it's a healing exercise for many, and but also opportunity to really get to know each other, because it's a community as well of women who participate. We have women who participated in every one of our book. We are working on our fourth book dedicated to women entrepreneurs, from Women of the World. So all the ladypreneurs out there, so we sharing their stories as well, and building business and their lessons in building their businesses as well. So lots of different possibilities and opportunities to create visibility, to gain visibility, to form partnerships, to let the world know about what they do.
Mhm. Yeah. So how would you support someone who was a little bit shy about getting themselves that visible? How would you support them?
Yeah, that's a good one. A lot of women, you know, when they're just starting the business, they're not. And I've had a few ladies in our community, when I offered them to, say, be on a podcast, right, they said, I'm not ready. And it's totally normal. At the beginning of the business, when we start our business, there is so much that we have to think about, right? And there's so much to do and so much to learn. And speaking, public speaking, and going to speak at the events is an additional skill in itself. We do have, as part of our Strengths and Membership, we have a curriculum that is available on demand, and we give lifetime access to our Strengths and members to that. And speaking, basics of speaking, what is speaking and how to speak publicly is part of that curriculum. We update it every year, and so ladies definitely can just go and familiarize themselves with it. And I would recommend just, stepping a little bit out of their comfort zone and participate in our, networking and chapter meetings in speaking. And if they're not ready to speak for like 15 minutes, say, for example, they can definitely, the first step could be participating in a panel, right, where 3 other or 4 other women participating. So they're still sharing their voice, they're still sharing themselves and their business, but it's not a full speaking engagement, right, where they can kind of slowly step into it. So, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. I mean, Terry and I, we started off our business together with the podcast. And I definitely went different at the beginning than it does now. So, 9 years ago, we would call each other up afterwards and go, so how do you think it went? Did it go okay? Did I talk too much? Did I not talk enough? All of these questions and doubts. Now we trust, and we have for a while now, but we just trust that whatever was needed to be said was said, that someone needed to hear it, and we don't second guess ourselves anymore. We say what is on our hearts, and we know that the people that we bring on will do so as well. And so, it's a totally different experience now. It doesn't feel we don't feel so on the spot, right? So I it definitely, everybody has their starting point, and I feel like it comes with practice, like anything else.
Definitely.
We take those baby steps out of our comfort zone, and the more we do it, the bigger of the step we can take, and the more often we can take it, the easier it is to take it. It all comes from, just stepping a little bit out, a little bit further. It doesn't have to be, a huge step. It can be a little one. Yeah.
Yeah. And at the beginning, I think we tend to, we perfection. A lot of us are perfectionists about it, right? So we approach it with, this has to be perfect and this has to be perfect. But the truth of the matter is, when we are the most authentic and vulnerable ourselves, sharing our stories the way we are, that's what resonates with everyone out there, right? And And that's what I love. I definitely love, and that's why I'm so passionate about connecting with different kinds of women, because the stories that they have, the lives that they're leading is so amazing. And sometimes, we just tend to we don't realize that, like ourselves. There's so much to be shared.
Yeah. 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 I love meeting new people. It's definitely something that I do on a regular basis. And I love bringing on coaches and other modalities onto the podcast, because I get to share that connection with all of our listeners as well. And I get to meet so many interesting, amazing people, and because of the podcast. That's one of the coolest things about the podcast, is being able to meet so many new people. So many that I can't even remember everyone. I'm like, their name is familiar, or their face is familiar, but I'm not sure exactly if they probably were on the podcast. Because we have, 52 coaches on every year. So it's just really awesome to have this platform to be able to offer possibilities to others, but to share those with our listeners as well. Terry, what's going on with you? What's this bringing up?
Well, I was just thinking something that Elle said that resonates with me, is that there are possibilities in every situation that comes into our lives, whether it's positive or it's a negative, or we perceive it as negative, because there are challenges, and I like to call challenges opportunities. Actually, I don't call them problems or adversity. I call them a challenge, an opportunity. I like challenges. And I just think that it may take time, like she said, but we will realize, if we have that mindset, that it may take a short amount of time, it might take years, that we will see the opportunities that came to us because of that situation in our lives. And so I think one of the things that really encourages me to keep going is that there is always something for our better good in every situation that comes into our lives. And so even though it may be chaotic, or it may be, full of grief, or it may be, a physical impairment that we have to suffer through, or someone we love suffers through, that there's always an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to take that situation, turn it into an opportunity to serve someone else, to help someone else through that same kind of scenario. And then that gives our life even more purpose when we can turn that around and help others, navigate through that situation for themselves. And we found that in our experience with, having a suicide in our immediate family, and be able to turn that now into a really educational and a fundraising opportunity to spread suicide prevention. And so at the time, we wouldn't have probably thought there was an opportunity there. It was just really a difficult time in our lives. And yet, because we've come to this mindset that everything that happens in our lives gives us that opportunity to turn that into something for positive, something to either positive in our lives, or then to turn around and serve someone else to help them find the positivity and the gift in that situation. So you mentioned something earlier on, Elle, that made me think of that. I think it's really important that we recognize these things are not just always in the positive parts of our life, but in all the parts of our life, whatever that challenge or that opportunity is, it's for our higher good. And so I just wanted to kind of bring that up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Elle, did you want to say something?
Yeah, that's. I was just thinking about it. Yeah, it's a beautiful perspective to have, and it's a great reminder. Sometimes in the moment, it's hard to think about it, right? If something, happens, we're not typically thinking about that. But it's such a great reminder just to have that, to remember that,
Absolutely.
everything that we have in life. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that we can always, there's always multiple ways a situation can go. We have choice all along the way, and it's kind of like those books where you get to choose, which way the story goes. And so, do they do this, or do they do this, or do they do this? And then the story changes depending on, I forget what those are called, but depending on which choice you make. And that's how our lives are. We can come up to the same fork in the road and make a different choice, or we can continue to always go down the same path. That is our choice. And
yeah, exactly.
When a new path presents itself, we can go down it, and we have that. That possibility doesn't necessarily go away, and usually opportunities present themselves when we're ready for them. And so it's being mindful of and intentional of what we want, and putting that energy out there, like Elle, you were saying about the law of attraction, putting that energy out there so that energy can come back to us. And that's so important. Well, we're getting close to the end, ladies. Time goes by so quickly. So Elle, what would be the main thing you would want our listeners to take away tonight about possibilities and integrating those possibilities?
Yeah, I think just remembering that life is absolutely amazing, and it goes so fast, right? But every day we are faced with a choice, like just we talked about, and it could be a choice of choosing a partner you are with, right? Choosing an organization we join, choosing a job that we take, choosing a promotion that we take, or it could be a choice of a decision or an attitude that we choose in every specific moment that life gives to us. The way we look at it, like this, for example, the pandemic, right? We just had, and we are post-pandemic, and of course, there are so many things that happened during that. But then, if we look back, there are so many good things that also came out of it. And it's just the way we look at things. When we look at the way we look at things shift. I think there is a quote actually that says something like that. The way we look at things, the way we feel things, the way we relate to those things, our energy towards those things changes. And as long as we remember that life is so magical and beautiful, and that every step that we make and every day that we live, choosing to live it, with a positive intention, and attracting those possibilities and positive opportunities will definitely come when we are in that state, with that energetic, positive state of mind. And there are days, there are different kinds of days, right? There are different kinds of, business. I'm not sure if all the listeners are business owners, but speaking, being a business owner, there are different kinds of days, right? So there are days where we have to express self-care and just really take a rest and maybe sleep all day, maybe be in bed all day, and just, be empathetic and give ourselves a hug and love ourselves. And there are days when we have to kind of push ourselves and be a good boss to ourselves, or maybe a tough boss to ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But either days, I think it's in either day we can definitely find those little moments where we take a good attitude on things and attract more of the positive things, because everything around us is beautiful and magical, so that we receive more of those things.
Yeah.
And I think that will be a reminder that I would want the listeners to take away from our conversation today.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And Elle, is there anything that you'd like to share with our listeners about how they can get a hold of you, or anything that you have coming up that they can participate in?
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I want to say thank you so much, Kelly and Terry, again, having me. It's always great conversation. I love conversations like this, when they are not prepared and when we just talk from the heart. So thank you for having me. And listeners, if you're interested, you can definitely go to www.womenoftheworldnetwork.com. And if you go to events section, you can join any of our upcoming events for free, get to know our community, get to meet us, and we'll be happy to welcome you to get to know you as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you for being here. Definitely go check out Elle. She has all kinds of great things to share with you, especially if you are a woman. Definitely check out her community. It is an amazing group of women, for sure.
Thank you so much, Kelly.
Thank you. Terry, any last words?
Well, I just think, echoing what Elle said, that we are in control of our choices. We are in control of our filter. We can see the world for us rather than against us in every opportunity and challenge that comes into our lives. And I think that having that mindset and that filter can assist us in moving forward. And then having compassion and empathy for ourselves as we move forward. Just like she was saying, there are some days that really the way for us to see the world for us is to just take a day off, take care of ourselves. I love the idea of staying in bed one whole day, or just not getting dressed that day.
Mm-hmm.
I love those days too. I just stay in my pajamas all day, because everything's on the computer. And there's a lightness and a good feeling about doing that for myself and offering myself the compassion that I offer to others. So I think that life is an ebb and a flow. And if we're willing to be open to seeing it as being for our higher good, and that every opportunity at one point we'll be able to see the gift in that opportunity. And it might be a gift to our growth, or it might be a way for us to gift to others and serve others because of that opportunity or experience that we've had. So I think it's life is beautiful, and it's a gift, and it is a ebb and a flow. And as long as we're open and willing and stay in the present, we can move through that in a very positive and uplifting and empowering way.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, I love everything you ladies have shared tonight. And I just want to remind everyone that the 12 Steps to Freedom were created by Rhonda Britton, the CEO and founder of the Fearless Living Institute. And if you would like to know more about the Fearless Living Institute, please go to fearlessliving.org. You can find all kinds of good stuff there, as well as finding stuff about Terry and I at fearlessgenerations.org. You can see all the workshops that we offer. We offer 2 a month, so go check that out so you can get in on that, as well as follow us on all of the social medias under Fearless Generations. And we love providing information for you there to support you. We have all of our posts and content go around the theme of the month. So as well as these 4 to 5, this month there's 5 weeks, or 5 Mondays, of content right around possibilities. So you get a whole month of possibilities, 20 Terry Talks around possibilities, the newsletter, all the information we try to give you so that you can really get your head around possibilities and how it can support you. So thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. Thank you, Elle, again, for being here with us. And until next week, everybody, be fearless.
Be fearless.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Bye.
Thanks.